Hey Pre-Algebra, welcome to day 17 on April 21st, today, Tuesday. So we're going to start off today with some little video mini lesson all about factors. And so really factors are the numbers that you use, but when you multiply some, all, depending of the numbers together, you get that number. So if we look at the number 6, the factors of 6, you can think about, well, what times what equals 6? Well, 1, come on. Well, there we go. I'm having technical difficulties. Oh, okay, we can just kind of drag. So 6 and 1 are factors because 1 times 6 is 6. Some other ones we know 2 times 3 is 6. So those are the factors of 6. Now 12 and 18 are not factors. Those are called multiples. So that's like skip counting. So there's 2 more. I'm going to do 1 more. So I'm going to skip the 12 one. And I'm going to go down to number 3, which is finding the factors of 24. So again, think, well, what times what equals 24? Well, I know 1, where's the 1? There it is. 1 times 24 is 24. I know 2 times 12 is 24. Notice how I'm kind of just going up by, up the number line essentially to think about those factors, what I can multiply to go evenly into 24. So I got 3. 3 times 8 is 24. And 4 times 6 is 24. And then the others that are left are 18, 0, and 48. Well, 48 is double, so that doesn't make any sense. 0 is never going to be a factor of anything except itself. And 18, well, I can't divide 24 by 18 evenly. Okay, so then what's the reason? Why do we have some questions about factoring? Well, because you're going to see that one of the questions here or a couple of the questions are asking about probability of rolling factors of certain numbers. So you need to remember what those factors are. So for the next few questions, it's all about the probability of rolling dice. So a couple things to remember. When you find the probability, you always have the number of outcomes that are possible that you're looking for essentially over the total number possible with not what you're looking for but all the things. So if you're rolling a die, which is all that these questions are about, there are 6 possible numbers always. So your initial denominator will always be 6. Now sometimes that changes, right? If we simplify, and make sure you simplify, otherwise it will be counted wrong. But other than that, that's it. So let's start with number 5. What is the probability of rolling a 2 or smaller? So what is this 2 or smaller? That means you could roll a 2, but what's smaller than a 2 that also shows up on a die? A 1. So it could be a 2 or a 1. Well, that's 2 numbers out of a total 6 numbers on a die, but 2 over 6 definitely can be simplified to 1/3. So my answer is going to be 1/3. Whoops, there we go. And then 4 or larger, same thing. And then the last one I'm going to do is, what is the probability of rolling factors of 20? So I'm not going to do the 12 one because they kind of have you think about it up top. But so when it says the factors of 20, you have to remember that on a die, you only have numbers 1 through 6, right? You don't have 7 through 20, excuse me. And so let's think about some factors of 20. We have 1. Here, let me take a screenshot so I can write. There we go. So we have 1. And then 1 times 20. So I'm even going to write the 20 even though it's not going to be used. I have 2 times 10 is 20. Not 3. 3 times nothing equals 20. I have 4 times 5. And then 6, 7, 8. And then once we get into this chunk where they're almost the same, that is when there's no more options. of factors. So that means we have to think, well, which of these numbers that I listed here are between 1 and 6? Because only those can count, because we can't roll a 10 or a 20 on a die, on a single 6-sided die. It's not possible. And those would be these 4 numbers right here, 1, 2, 4, and 5. So that would be 4/6. 4 out of 6 numbers possible. But then we can simplify that to 2/3. So we don't need to save that screenshot. So then I'm going to write 2/3. And then finally, the last one I'm going to mention is, what is the probability of rolling a 7? Think about it. Is there a 7 on a singular 6-sided die? What do you think? We have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could roll that single 6-sided die an infinite amount of times and you will never get a 7 because it's not possible. So technically, the probability would be 0/6, but that simplifies to 0. And that's the quiz. Again, I didn't answer all the questions because, well, that's partially your job. Make sure when you hit submit, you answer all the questions as opposed to me who did not. And then if you notice you did things wrong, please go back and check and fix it and do it again. Okay, that's where some of the learning can take place. And email your teacher the questions you might have. Oh yeah, that one's wrong because I didn't do it. So think about that as you move on. All right? Talk to Miss Arnold, Mr. Eckerly, or myself if you have any questions. If not, have a great Tuesday, guys. Bye-bye.